modern day feminism is not about equality of the sexes. It is about hierarchy. It is about power over one of the sexes. It is about females having power over men because they feel like they deserve it after years of living under this patriarchy. In addition to that, I also dislike the fact that feminism is no longer just about women and men, but it is about anything and everything, and it's so intersectional and it's so great. So I'm
She got a beef with feminism.
Facts, bro. She ready to fight for real.
I mean, it'd be really cool if we got paid the same as men.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's
shit. The WNBA is an example for one.
Somewhat arguable. Like,
well, the WNBA is tricky because the NBA
also,
does bring in more
they do.
It's all
revenue
for sure. Viewership.
Yeah, they don't bring
and I mean, it's arguable to where like you can get the same pay and you're supposed to, but a lot of situations they start you off at a lower pay because they feel like you won't negotiate for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like, off of circumstances that I hear about. But I mean, there's a lot of circumstances where women get paid more than men.
Facts. But that's very rare though.
Like say on OnlyFans,
women get paid 80 cents to a man's dollar.
Who gets paid more on OnlyFans?
Who puts more? Okay, but what's the ratio of men to women on OnlyFans?
Facts.
What's the ratio of men to women in the industries where men get paid more?
What's the ratio of women that apply and aren't hired?
What's the same ratio for men that? Okay, shut up.
I was like, run a roll because.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, like, there's a great argument towards like a lot of women can be going for those higher paying jobs. A lot of women can be engineers. They'd be accepted towards it if they did the work to getting the education for it. Like a lot of women, they can be doctors, they can be scientists, they can be, therapists, whatever field that is competitive towards gender, if it is. But a lot of the times they just don't. A lot of women go for those easier jobs, or they go for the influencer role, or a lot of these fields that are more populated and saturated by men are because there's more men that are going out of their way to seek out that role.
See, and I feel like
I think that's tricky though, because there are a lot of men who want to be streamers or want to do this or want to do that. Like, you're always going to find things on both.
But what's the ratio of men to women that feel like that's the best opportunity that they have?
Facts. The women, I'm not gonna lie, women have a better advantage than men do when it comes to social media.
And I feel like they take advantage of that, and that's not a bad thing.
No.
Yes and no. I know men who have their shit popping.
Facts. So like, can't doubt them.
I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's not unheard of for a woman to be making more than men in these fields that are higher pay.
Like you will see men making more money when it comes to like construction, more man labor jobs. But when it comes to, like I said, social media and stuff like that, women obviously take the role over that.
There is that pink tax though. I don't fuck with that.
The what?
TBH. The pink tax, which is basically like taxes only on feminine products.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, like there's not like we don't get an extra
choose
tax.
to bleed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. And I mean, we don't get taxed more for condoms.
Yeah.
If anything, that's one of the main things.
Crazy. Oh my god.
That's
and not getting taxed for something that helps them. Oh, that is so weird.
That's one of the
policymakers got their way
from history that like was made in history, because I feel like that was completely made because they felt like they could. Yeah, like guys were like, yeah, but shouldn't we do it with us though?
They said we need something too, y'all. We need something too.
I mean, women have to pay for birth control though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not free.
Men have to pay for abortions.
Got that right. Got that right.
Yeah, but. Technically, no.
Yeah, but also the women in relationships that fail have the opportunity to take more from men than men do from women.
100%.
That's not always true, because there's a lot of women who have been taken advantage of in situations. That's why you get a prenup, because all a prenup is making a decision. Yeah. Because if you don't make a decision, the state's gonna make one for you.
Facts.
How do you feel about feminism today not being how do you feel about how feminism today is not trying to find a solution or equality? It's more so having this power over men.
I think it's hard because there are a lot of people who are working towards equality, and a lot of women and men who are working towards equality and just equality, period.
Yeah. Just equal respect.
But, equal respect, equal pay, equal rights, whatever you want to call it. But there's always going to be people who are so polarized that it skews from the message. And I think that's across the board. I think you see that in politics, race issues, financial issues, everything.
Yeah, it'll really come down to who's going to be the bigger person first. You know, like, is the feminist culture going to start being the bigger person and say, you know what, I know that you've been treating this way for this long, but for us to truly find an understanding and a solution, we have to treat each other with equal respect? Or will it be the men that say, you know, like, we know we've been treating you horrible for so long, we need to come to the terms as a culture to respect women as people rather than objects?
See, I'm going to be real. It would be nice for a man to say that. But I'm not going to lie, ego gets in the way of that.
Yeah, men are. Ooh, that's a hard one. I was going to say men are more egotistical nowadays, but I don't think that's true, actually.
I think
to
it depends
a
on
sense,
the topic,
yeah. So it
you know?
depends on the situation for sure.
Like, I feel like women are more built up in their culture, where men are more torn down in their culture.
Yes,
I agree. Women they have such a strong background with all other women, building them up on no matter what opinion they have, no matter what they do. You have an amazing support group. And by that support group is telling you that you should belittle these men, that you should step on the pedestal, that you have to have a man and find a man that treats you like an absolute queen, or you can't have it, rather than treating like an equal. Whereas men, we're more so belittled by both our men counterparts and women. And we're told that we have to treat women like queens rather than treating them even with, like, not the bare minimum, but just like as, you know, an equal person, as, you know, another person like myself that I would want the same amount of respect from. You have to give them more respect. You have to give them more patience than you would have to do with, you know, any other male.
I think that's tough because that's also super polarized.
Yeah.
You know, because to me, being treated like a queen or whatever you want to call it is getting mutual respect. It's someone who creates the space for me to feel safe in conversation and safe sharing my feelings or just be vulnerable.
Yeah.
But the materialistic trend that's going on, maybe, you know, there's a lot of social media and trends that plays into it too.
Like, it's become a trend to hate all men.
Yeah.
And it's become a trend with Andrew Tate to feel like, you know, you can't take shit from women, which in some parts towards the complete toxicity of the worst of feminism is, I somewhat agree with. You know, like, I'm not going to lay down so you can step all over me, because the history of all men and every man that you've been with has treated you like shit. Whereas, like, I treat all women with respect and equality.
How it should be.
But it's also like, you know, taking the negative side of the Tate argument is, you know, saying that you should treat women like, you know, they deserve these roles. They not only deserve these roles, but these roles are meant for them, and you're supposed to play this part for them. I don't think that's true. I think we're in a space of society to where anyone can play any role that they want to.
I think that it should be that person should play the role that is meant to be played. If I'm down bad, I need a woman that's going to pick me up. If my woman's down bad, I'm going to be there to pick her up. Simple as that. Yeah. This isn't a competition of, oh, you can do this, or I can only do this, you can't do it. Or you can do this and I can't. Yeah. Like, no. This isn't 50-50. This is 100-100.
Yeah.
If we can't sit here and be equal parts and have equal participation in what we're doing, that shit's going to shit.
It's really about respect.
Literally. It starts off with respect and ends with respect.
There's that polarized culture. It
starts with respect and ends with respect.
But the similarities between both ends of the polarization of, you know, respect for each person is the grounding respect, you know. Whether we should have this respect for women, and for women, should we have this respect for men? And on both sides, it's no. And the middle ground players aren't the ones speaking up. They aren't the influencers. The influencers are the ones on the polls.
I think honestly it comes to guys not wanting. I don't think it's because guys don't want to give women respect, but then again it comes down to, like,
It's easier
women,
not to.
It is, because when women come to a man, they're looking at what they provide. What do you bring to the table? Are you financially stable? Are you mentally stable?
Yeah.
Can you take care of me? Am I going to be
And that's
the
a
safe place?
stereotype.
But
You
I
know, that's
think-
not in every situation.
But I do think being a woman or a man walking into a relationship, the first thing you should ask is, would I want to be in a relationship with myself?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if I'm
Yeah.
a man or a woman. If my head's not in the right place, if I'm not where I'm supposed to be, if there's things that I need to work on, there's just things you need to work on.
Yeah.
See, guys see women just pretty much bitching and complaining about, like, oh, I should be treated this way.
Yeah.
But then they're thinking, okay, all you bring to the table is sex. Besides sex, what do you have for me?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to uplift me mentally? Are you going to be there for me spiritually? Like, I don't need somebody that's just going to be a baggage.
I think that also is like, that's a case by case situation, because it's not only what are you bringing to the table, but what negativity are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Like, do you fully respect me as a man? You know, can I trust you to not go behind my back?
Fact.
Which is very rare these days as
Yep.
men. And there's built such a culture of feeling like those men don't deserve the trust. They don't deserve the loyalty you would give them. They don't deserve the respect. And in turn, a culture has been created in men to not trusting women, to not, to being overly sensitive to the respect that they give you. Where, like, if I don't feel like you are completely on the same page as me, then, fuck them.
It's so hard because it is a case by case basis.
Yeah.
Like, we should have done like a case study over everything, like 3
Coming
different
soon.
options. What would you do?
Writing a book.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, there's women. Everything's both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are women. I know women who are sneaky.
Would you be
and I
with
know guys who have had their way. So
Would you be with a man that doesn't cook?
I can cook, so for
Yeah.
me, that's a no.
Yeah.
But that's because that's something.
Wait, it's a
I
no
can
because
bring-
you can cook?
Yeah, if it's something that I can bring to the table and provide for myself, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be the only one cooking in the
Yeah.
house.
Facts.
I'm not going to make
You
you a
ain't
meal
cooking
every
ramen,
night
homie.
if you can't do that
Yeah.
for me. But I also wouldn't ask for $1 million house if I
Yeah.
couldn't get
That's
us
true.
$1 million house either.
I guess just like expecting being on the equal level. Would you be with a man who is down bad and like doesn't have is not making as much money as you and isn't in a financially stable situation?
Honestly, that depends.